Maturity is based upon your level of critical thinking and your capacity to go above and beyond understanding. Sometimes our understanding usually is just used with our eyes and what we know. But to be a critical thinker is to go beyond the capacity of what you've always known. This is why reading and experiencing different forms of life is very necessary in the growth of what it means to be a human and what it means to be a being in this life. Your maturity isn't based upon the number of birthdays that you've had. Your capacity to have critical thinking isn't based upon how old you are. And what brings this up for me, and the reason why I want to talk about it, is because I had a conversation with a lady at the gym. She's an older lady. She might be in maybe her 70s, 60s, but much older. And when I talk with her, we usually talk about things that are deep, things that require you to go beyond surface level. And what she brought up today is she asked me, hey, is there any way that we could turn the music off because I don't like working out with this type of music playing? And then she goes into explain the type of music that's playing, where she says, with all of the booty thumping and all of their jewelry and the jewelry in their mouth and their crazy hair, I just can't take it. It's buffoonery. And at her level of thinking, she's correct. The music is terrible. But she was doing it in a way in the conversation where she was making it be racial, meaning that like she was basically saying that, she was saying your people do these types of things. And it triggered me to talk to her on a deeper level about the situation. And what I told her was in a philosophical way, which is when you look at the music and you see how people are acting and you go, wow, these people are ignorant in the way that they act and the type of music that they listen to. And it's just so horrible and it's deteriorating society. And she was doing it in a way where she's blaming the people. And I was telling her, and I tried to get her to see from a different light, which is it's easy to be at the top and look down, having a bird's eye view, being able to see everything and go, that's stupid. Oh, that's smart. Oh, what the hell are they thinking? It's easy to do that when you're here and you're looking down. And there's another way of living, which is you are before I go there, we'll say you're at the bottom, which is there's nothing below you. You are the bottom and you're looking up and you're going, I wish that I could live like that. I wish that I could be like that. I wish my life was like this. But you're always looking up. So you can't see the full spectrum of the map that's occurring. So all you know is what you know. And then there's that middle way of living where you're looking up at the people that are looking down at you and going, I wish I could be like that. And you're looking down at the people that are looking up at everybody. And you're saying to yourself, well, at least I'm not like that. I want to be like that, but I'm not like that. And it's easy to judge the people that are below you, that you have a higher level of being able to see more than they're able to see. Whoever is at the highest level can see more of the map. And it's easy and it's immature to look down on people and name call and point the finger and blame. Do we as people have to take some ownership of the decisions that we make? Of course. You are your own master. And so you have to find ways to master your life. But when you're at the bottom, you only know what you know. And if everybody around you only knows ignorance, all you'll know is ignorance. The only way to be able to get out of ignorance is to be able to have somebody or know somebody or be put in a situation where you can go up a level and look down at the map and see more of the map. Because if not, all you know is what you know, and you don't know that there's a full map of where you could go and how you could be. And to be an elder statesman and to look down on the people and say, this is just terrible and it's ignorance of how they're living, is immature. Because real critical thinkers and real mature people look at the world from the highest level, looking down to be able to see the full map, and to say that, to understand that the ignorance that people enjoy is only because that's all they know. And a part of that goes into supply and demand, meaning if I have supplies of things that I need to sell, I need to be able to have a demand for that so that they sell. And the only way that you can do that is construct things where you make people have to demand what your supply is. And it's easy to say the people that are the ones that are having the demand are the dumb ones, because that's the easy way. That's from my eyes looking, that's what I see. But a mature person can look back and say, well, what is it that is constructing the atmosphere for there to be demand? There must be a chain of supply that is taking place that has found a way to construct the demand. And we can't be so quick to point the finger at the people who enjoy the ignorance. We have to think on a way where we say the people that are in ignorance are there because ignorance is allowed to be there, because their ignorance is what makes other people rich. So for me to like sit back and point the finger at everybody and not point the blame at the people who allow it to, like what I was telling her is like, sure, we can say that the music's terrible and the things that they talk about in the music don't glorify the correct things or things that would promote higher intelligence. But why don't we place the blame on the people that are pushing the music out to the people to consume it? Why wouldn't we place the blame on the people who are the owners of the record labels, the owners of the televisions, the owners of the way that we consume things, for allowing this to even take place? Because wouldn't they have a certain, I'm trying to think of the right word, but like, wouldn't they have a certain standard that they should have for the type of music that comes out? Shouldn't they say, nah, you know what? We're not going to push that because that's not good for society. This is not going to push society forward. It's easy to just place the blame on the consumer and not the thing that allows the consumption to take place. And so, I was trying to get her to see in a different light, so that way the blame isn't just placed on those ignorant Black people. And it's not just Black people, which we ended up saying in the conversation, but like the music that's being promoted and pushed to them kind of creates the environment in which they live in. And both are reflections of each other. And we as a collective have to start seeing ourselves as a collective. And we can't just place blame on people that are ignorant for their ignorance, because you only know what you know. You cannot know what you don't know. And the only way to know something you don't know is to be introduced and constantly consumed with a higher level of thinking and seeing. And our elder statesmen don't do a good job of being mature about the situation, because they have a part to play in it, because they've allowed it. They have become the people that capitalize off of other people's ignorance. This is how capitalism works, is we have to have a certain amount of people that are ignorant so that the people that are intelligent can win. But we can't look down on those people and place blame on those people as if they're the only fault. Not to say that they don't have any fault, but they can't be the only fault. I can only go somewhere on the map that I see on the map, because if I never seen a map, then the only thing that I know is what I know. And I wanted to just share that, because I think that that is the level of maturity that we all should be striving for, which is understanding, and a deeper level of understanding than just from I to mine. And we have to learn how to think critically. And it doesn't matter your age, and it doesn't matter how long you've been here. You have to be striving towards that level of critical thinking, because that is what can help change, the world or circumstances in people's lives. And maybe you won't change 1,000,000 lives, but maybe you could change one person's life. And I think that that's what happened with me, is I was able to experience a higher level of living by being around people who lived higher than me, and them allowing me into their world. And that gave me a bigger map view. And then to go on and read and study and try to learn more about life. And that gave me another higher way of looking at the world, to be able to look down and not be judgmental, but to have understanding and to have awareness of the things that take place that create the landscape that we're in. The easiest thing to do is to point the finger. But the more mature, intelligent thing to do in life is to operate with understanding and find ways to inject people and inoculate people with intelligence and critical thinking. And so that's all I wanted to share with you today. And hopefully this helps with you in your life. Don't be so quick to judge everything and everybody. There are higher levels of thinking that we are supposed to be reaching in our maturation process as beings. And it is your job to reach that journey. And the people that aren't reaching that journey, it's not your job to judge them. It's your job to make a difference in whoever's life is closest around you. So till the next one, stay suave, stay stupid.